So I wanted to get on here and talk about, girl, the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne himself, is deceased. And my grandma always said it happens in threes. So okay, so the smoke alarm is beeping again. I don't know what's going on. Just ignore that. We changed the batteries. My husband literally changed the batteries the other day, like that same day when it was beeping, whenever I was making the last batch of videos a few days ago. But it's back at it again. We don't know what's happening here, but whatever. So my grandma always says it happens in threes. Let me share this video. Let me see if I can share this. She always said it happens in three when people pass away. So Malcolm Jamal Warner passed away yesterday, or Sunday rather, and now here we have Ozzy Osbourne, right? And so, funny enough, I saw a tweet on Twitter or X or whatever, and it was Trisha Paytas' girl comes to let me try to share this. Hold on, before people get on here. I don't know if y'all heard anything of what I don't know if y'all heard anything of what I was just saying. Okay, maybe it paused the live for a second. But no, my grandma always says it happens in threes when someone passes away. I'm just going to repeat what I said in case y'all couldn't hear. So Malcolm Jamal Warner, now Ozzy Osbourne. So who is going to be the next big, well-known celebrity within the next couple of days that's going to, be deceased? I mean, sounds harsh to say, but she always said it happens in threes, right? So yeah, and now the internet, like, it's so funny because they were talking about Trisha Paytas, because apparently when Trisha Paytas has a baby, a big celebrity passes away. So when Trisha Paytas had her first baby, the Queen of England passed away, and then I don't know who died the second time she had a baby, but the third time now Ozzy Osbourne. So like she's on some sort of streak, child. I don't know. But when I heard the news about Ozzy Osbourne passed away, I immediately thought about that time when he bit a bird's head off. And I was like, surely somebody like that is not going to heaven. Like, I'm not, like, it sounds rude for me to say. Y'all ignore that alarm. Smoke alarm beep. We keep changing the batteries. I don't know what's going on. It's not working properly. But I was like, surely someone like that is not going to heaven. I'm so sorry to say it like that. But I was like, that man seemed evil. And I used to watch the Osborne show when I was little with Kelly and all of them, when they were like, and they had a brother. I can't remember her name. They were all like overweight, out of shape, and strange. I used to watch that back in the day. But girl, I was like, and then I was going down a rabbit hole with Ozzy Osbourne before I made this video. And like, he used to be a part of a band called the Black Sabbath, and they had made this song called They Sold Their Soul to the Devil. I was like, girl, if you know, you know. I was like, I'm not surprised because that man looked crazy. But, we don't know at this time, like, what caused him to be deceased. It seems like he was sick, or his family knew he was going to pass away, because in the articles it said that he passed away with his family at his bedside, which is lovely. But girl, I was like, I don't think surely someone like that has seen the pearly gates. I don't believe so. But anyways, y'all, I'm still sick. But yeah, Ozzy, he's dead. And he was old, and was he still married to Sharon? Was Sharon and Ozzy still married? Because it seemed like once he kind of like laid back, it seemed like his daughter Kelly and his wife started thriving a little more, and they seemed a little bit more normal, because they were very dark and gothic. Like, Kelly has done a complete 360 in regard, or 180 in regards to like who she used to be, because that family was strange. And I don't know why as a kid I was watching the Osbournes. Like, why was I watching that show with them crazy British people? Yeah. But girl, and not really truly knowing. And I don't know if it was a way for them to like give him a new image, because I didn't know how dark Ozzy Osbourne was when that show came out. I know his family was strange, and they played on that goth during the show, but I think the rabbit hole goes a lot deeper when it went to like a celebrity like Ozzy Osbourne. I'm just saying. Especially if he has that song with the Black Sabbath saying he sold his soul. I think the rabbit hole goes deep, girl. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Hey, David, I see your comment. Hi. But, oh my God, I'm losing my voice, y'all. When I tell you, I am so sick. It's crazy, and I'm starving right now. Like, I don't even know. Like, who's sick during the summertime? Someone who has a small child that's in daycare. But no. So, anyways, y'all. But yeah, Ozzy's he's gone, and that's just what that is. So, I don't know. I don't really have any thoughts. It's just a circle of life. Is what happens. But I just want to kind of talk about that and share like what my memories were when it came to Ozzy Osbourne. Him biting a bird's head off, um, and just being weird. I was like, "Oh, you're the only person here. It's okay." I was responding to a comment. Thank you for joining my live stream. How do you say that? Coco Pal. Coco Pal. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe. So, but anyways, the other thing I kind of want to talk about, because I'm just chit chatting, because y'all know I hop on live and I just randomly talk about stuff that comes to my mind. So the Bama Rush. So the Bama Rush is a thing. Like, I don't know if anyone knows this. Like, I was on TikTok and they were talking about the parasocial relationships that people have with these young women when they are doing the Bama Rush. It is insanity. They are doing a Bama Rush tour. Like, y'all are, what does that even entail? Like, are people going to Alabama to watch these girls rush? You know, I think it's the most absurd thing I've heard all day. And like, don't get me wrong, like the content is cute. The Bama Rush content can be cute when they show their outfit of the days and their super expensive jewelry, and you know, it's cute. I've seen a couple of videos over the last couple of years, but I'm not like a fan. I'm not a fan like of that. I'll watch a video or two, but I'm not invested. I'm not emotionally invested in the life of an 18-year-old. Like, I'm just saying, you know. But people are now starting to show up and watch these girls. Like, I'm hearing by the dozens, like dozens and dozens of people, and it's scary. You know, I don't even, you're from England? Well, have you heard of the Bama Rush? It's all on TikTok. Like, it's all on TikTok. Like, I go on TikTok, hi. I go on TikTok and come back and report, like, on YouTube, like, what's happening on TikTok. But if you're on TikTok, look up the Bama Rush. But it's just a bunch of girls joining a sorority. And I mean, it's good from a standpoint of if you are a person, I guess, who's always wanted to join a sorority and you just did not. And oh my gosh, hey, thanks for subbing. Coca Pal, make sure you subscribe too, okay? Make sure you subscribe as well, Coca Pal, if you have not. Am I saying your name correctly? But so essentially, it's just joining a sorority. And so I think it's good for people who might have wanted to join and they're living vicariously through these women or the young women, right? Or it's a nostalgic purpose. I'm a part of a sorority. I joined a sorority when I was in college. I'm still a life like, and when you join an MPHC, that's a lifetime membership, babes. You know, so it's cute because I remember the days of wanting to join a sorority. I remember going to the social events, having to like go out of my way to speak to all of the girls one by one, hugging them so they can know me. Like, I remember those days. And girl, those were some times, okay? Oh, thanks for stopping, babes. Those were some times. But but it's cute when it comes up on my timeline or my For You page, and I'll watch a video or two. But those girls are rich, and they be spending bags. How old are you, Coco Pal? So, okay, so Coco Pal said, guess how old I am. I don't know. I can't really see your picture. I'm going to go with 20, 25. 25. My analytics say I have people between the ages of 25 to 44 that watches me. So those are the people that are mainly subscribed to me. People between those ages, 25 to 44. So somewhere around there. But yeah. So anyways, please pray for me that I can't believe I'm losing my voice. Y'all, I talk for a living for the most part. For the most part, I talk a lot. But I'm good because I don't really have anyone to really talk to this week. But next week I have a trial. But that's neither here nor there. That's not what the video is about. We don't talk about what I do for a living, what I got going on. So let's get back to the whole Bama Rush drama. So I'm probably gonna watch because I'm like, I just like to see the jewelry and the outfit. Like that's what I'm here for. Like there are people who are dedicated to this who go and report. And I may talk about this. I may talk about the Bama Rush because I guess it's getting ready to start up. Oh, girl, you are okay. But there are people who excuse me, who report on the Bama Rush, and I'm probably gonna make a video about it. Do y'all want me to talk about the Bama Rush in details and like what goes on? And so like a lot of people, I saw some people talking about because there are more, I guess, black women wanting to be a part of the Bama Rush and join a PHC. And I remember when I was younger, I never understood it, but it's a personal choice. When black people choose to join choose not to join the Divine Nine, or oh, I see your age, but instead of like a PhD, they join like a PhD. That's a personal choice they like to make because never say that an PhD is never a second choice. The Divine Nine is never a second choice. Okay, so let them make those decisions for themselves if they want to join that. So I've seen a couple of black girls who were a part of the Bama Rush, and people have things to say, but I think it's cute. I think it's fun. Um, but whatever. But those are my thoughts. I may do a video about the Bama Rush stuff. I don't know when it gets started. Maybe in like a week, because there's this one woman who's like dedicated to the cause, and like that's mainly what her TikTok page is about. And she calls them her Rush Crush, the girls. And I mean, I don't know. Some things like Taylor it sounds cute. I was just kind of like, that's cringy, calling these young women your Rush Crush. Um, but yeah. So, anyways, y'all, I wanted to talk about the Ozzy Osbourne, but it turned into me talking about the whole Bama Rush and what I'm seeing about people having or developing these parasocial relationships or these emotional ties and bonds to people on the internet. And it is weird. It is weird. I see it a lot with a lot of the streamers as well. Speaking of parasocial relationships, so like the DDGs, the India Loves, the I don't know, the case of knots, but more specifically, I'm going to talk about DDG and India Love, where people seemingly get too involved in whatever they got going on. I don't think DDG and India are in an actual or real relationship. I just think it's for the internet. I just think it's for clicks and views and streams and money. And ain't nothing wrong with that. People enjoy the content, but people are creating, like, I guess, taking their clips and putting them together and just getting really emotionally invested. But I don't think they are a real couple. Like, you can't pay me to believe that. I don't think DDG and India are in a real relationship. But, like, speaking of the whole streamer university, and I say university, but I'm going to say universe, Kai Cenat. I like Kai Cenat, personally. I don't watch any of this because I don't have a Twitch. Girl, I don't have that type of time to really, like, sit and watch these people. But I watch a clip here and there, like, on Twitter and stuff like that. And apparently, in one of my videos, I talk about this streamer named Neon. And Neon has a racist past. And he called out Kai Cenat's mom. And he also talked bad about Kai Cenat as well. And, like, Kai Cenat apparently was defending him. I haven't seen it. But y'all know who I always feature in my videos. Feature, I say. Dominique Morgan. Dominique is always going to have a word. Like, Dominique is always going to eat. When it comes to subject matter, Dominique is going to, she's going to say how she means. And she was talking about Cassidy defending Neon, and I didn't even know. But my thing is, it's strange because how can you defend someone who was talking about you and your mom, but at the same time you was talking about Aiden Ross, and you could, I guess, distancing yourself from Aiden Ross because of what happened with Aiden's manager and yourself at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, So, girl, this alarm is getting on my nerves. Someone husband needs to change the batteries. But anyways, y'all, I just wanted to get on here and chit chat and talk about Ozzy Osbourne. Y'all know I like to do these random lives. I just made a couple of videos and posted them. I talked about Love Ex Brianna and her situation that she has with Rowan. And I'll just briefly touch on this because I did do a pre-recorded video. But um Love Brianna is a TikToker, a content creator, and a very pretty girl, aesthetically pleasing content. And she came out with a series basically exposing, not I don't want to say the word exposed, but basically telling her story of abuse that she sustained at the hands of her ex-boyfriend. And the internet was like in a tizzy because, this is a woman of a high caliber, a woman of a certain standard, a woman who can provide and just do her own thing. Like she could do bad by herself, and she was. And she just so happened to fall for this man who seemingly is narcissistic, abusive, possibly on a DL girl, and don't have a pot to piss in. And she's a lawyer to say all of that. And it's like, how could a woman like this fall for a man like that? But this is a man who probably love bombed her. I didn't watch all of the series, but I watched enough to talk about and give my opinion. But girl, he put her in the hospital. It was bad. She ended up having to go to the hospital. And he beat her black and blue. He really, really did. All because he was probably jealous of her, and nothing can bring you down more than a man who ain't got nothing going on in their life. A man, a person, it don't matter, man or woman, a person who don't have anything going on in their life, a person who ain't got nothing to lose. Nothing will bring you down more than a pathetic individual. And that's what happened. I mean, you can't tell me this man wasn't jealous of her. You cannot. And that man is a loser, user, abuser. That's basically point blank, period. Because when you watch the video, you'll hear what other people have to say. And I was trying to find this clip and I seen it on TikTok, but I couldn't find it. I don't know if it got deleted. But they were on Bigos, I believe. Love Ex Brianna and her ex-boyfriend Rowan. And there was a guy, a third party, he asked was she being abused right in front of him while the abuser was right there while they were on live. And I thought that was completely inappropriate. So the internet was already speculating that she was being abused by this man, because she had bruises and stuff on her. So it was just, I don't know. So make sure y'all check out that video with me talking about the Love Ex Brianna. Then I talked about Malcolm Jamal Warner, gave my thoughts about that. And I just did one other video. I just did a video. I'm trying to think, what did I do? I just posted it. Girl, my mind is all over the place. I just posted it. Oh, Shannon Sharp. Girl, I just talked about Shannon Sharp retiring an OF model. So go check that out. Yeah. So this video is supposed to be about Ozzy Osbourne, but when I start talking, I get into a tangent about other stuff. I'm about to figure out what I'm going to do for dinner. But I just wanted to get on here and chit chat. I'm probably going to keep the live up so people can interact and engage and give me your thoughts about Ozzy Osbourne. I really, I know it was really, probably rude for me to say that the man is in hell. But it's I can't see a person like that who bit off a bird's head. I really think he bit off a bird's head. Go and see God, but child, whatever. And I know Storm Monroe also I watched Storm Monroe's video, and he talked about the crossroad, which, I mean, could be a real thing, girl. I don't know. But we've all heard the story about the crossroads, Robert Johnson. If you don't know, I'll just quickly tell you. But it's just about a blues player who basically sold his soul to become talented. And, and so a lot of people say a lot of famous people like to go to the crossroads in exchange of some sort of power, some sort of fame, riches, whatever, something they couldn't do in exchange for their soul. So I don't know, y'all, but that's all I got for this topic. Ozzy Osbourne, I'm not gonna say R.I.P. because I don't think he's where Malcolm Jamal is at. And I'm going to just say that. But I'm going to get off here because, girl, I am sick. I will talk to y'all later. Make sure y'all check out my other videos. I'm going to keep this up. I know we talked about a plethora of topics, but I'm gonna keep this up. So, anyways, my name is Brittany Janae. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.